along with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. Doris Burke will be reporting from the sidelines. It's the Los Angeles Clippers taking on the San Antonio Spurs. And Clark, we will not be seeing LaMarcus Aldridge. He's injured.
Yeah, well, when he got hurt in their last game, Kevin, the hope was that it wasn't too serious. But we now know that's not the case. You really just wish him all the best in the world in coming back from it, but it's a tough blow for them.
Really just a tough loss. I mean, it looks like it will be, guys, a long road for him, but hopefully with the help of the team doctors, he can make that turnaround as quickly as possible.
Here are the starters for Los Angeles. Magician in at shooting guard. Marcus Morris is out there with grip drive. Then it's Chris Paul. And it's Len in at the 5. Los Angeles shooting their first free throw of the night. For the Los Angeles Clippers, they come in off a good outing against the Thunder in Oklahoma City.
And if you look at the numbers, guys, I mean, what jumps out at you is the balance they had offensively.
Very satisfying road win because you're right. There was tremendous fast play. I mean, the crowd was basically stunned at how they were able to dismantle that defense.
On defense, the Spurs coming off that loss against Philadelphia.
And guys, just look at the turnover stats in that game. You're not going to win giving it up as many times as they did.
Not unless you play an even tougher brand of defense on your end and force more turnovers for the other side. That's the only way you're going to get that thing squared away.
And the shot is good.
And really smart to draw his man out to the perimeter. He's giving up too much size to be effective inside.
Showed nice basketball IQ. I agree, Greg. I mean, if he finds his spot on the perimeter and doesn't force it, I think his outside shot will be hard to block no matter who's defending. 4 straight makes out of the gate. That's a sweet start.
Rondo against Paul. Rondo kicks to O'Quinn. Good. And it's Rondo who picks up the assist.
They are really doing a nice job establishing a presence inside early.
Yeah, and watch, Clark, how the game plays out, because this is going to open things up on the perimeter.
Now here's Griffin. His scoring has been there on a regular basis. He's averaging more than 14 points a game. No good for Magician.
Not a problem when that's your first miss of the game. Strong start.
Spurs passing it around. Diaw sets the pick for Leonard. Diaw with it. Guarded now by Morris. Diaw can't hit.
Good little two-man action there, but they just can't get the shot to fall.
Yeah, but that was a beauty. Good-looking shot, well-executed play. I wouldn't be surprised to see them go back to it.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync. Tremendous communication and awareness.
Kicks it out to Leonard. Shot is no good. So the Clippers will take it the other way. And this game, the first chance they've had to see the San Antonio Spurs.
And they're facing the team that dismissed them from the postseason last year. So certainly a little payback in mind.
Greg, we know that's in the past. You can't change that for sure. Nevertheless, a win would be sweet.
Paul passes to Magician. Releases. And that one hits the guy.
Yeah.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Rondo against Griffin. Here's O'Quinn. Got it from 16 feet. O'Quinn's got his second bucket.
Really nice way to get your first bucket of the day.
There's the pass to Magician. Tries from 10. Again, Los Angeles.
They're in the position they're in right now, thanks in no small part to the show that he's putting on in this period.
Kicks it to Barton. They set the pick. And that one goes long.
And honestly, not real happy with the shot selection on that one.
Yeah, clearly a brain fade there. He's got to be a little smarter in his choice making.
And really, these teams don't even look like they belong on the same court today.
I don't think they do, based on what we've seen, a double-digit lead, and we're still in the first. Ouch, that's painful.
Now, as usual, a lot of offense in the NBA is being generated from the small forward position this season. Here are the league's best defenders. on top.
There is no doubt he's one of the league's most dynamic offensive players. I mean, he's capable of putting up some huge numbers from that wing position.
Well, I think the wing position is his home base. That's his best spot. He's most comfortable there, but he's comfortable anywhere on the floor, inside, outside, pulling up or driving to the rim.
Picked by Griffin. To the middle. Soft touch off the glass. Griffin's got his second basket of the night.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
That's right. 5 of their last 6 makes were on the interior. They've established their inside presence.
Again, the miss by the Spurs. Clippers leading by 12. Out to the right wing, and the wide open shot from Morris. Rebounded by the Spurs. Now here's Rondo. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. That's good. Here's Paul. Passes it to Magician. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Paul's got assist number 5 here tonight. The Spurs have gone 6 of 10 from the field in this ballgame. Rondo kicks to Barton. Diaw, the screen. Shot off the screen, and that one's good. Barton.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
Now here's Griffin. Here's Magician. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Magician's got 17 now.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
I think they've really got to start committing more bodies down low and really kind of close that area off defensively.
Now here's Leonard. He's coming off a 25-point game against Philadelphia. Paul passes to Magician. Morris right side. He dishes it to Griffin. Misses the wing check.
And that's the shot he has to take.
Exactly. That's the right look. The decision was good. He just didn't execute.
Barton, no luck.
You know, 9 times out of 10, he's going to knock that one down. He'll spray that one on you.
Morris passes to Magician. Clippers moving the ball around. Outside Rondo. Rebound by the Clippers. Magician's got 4 rebounds in this game. And the slam by Blake Griffin.
It's taken them no time to build this lead up. Great first quarter offensively.
But no time to relax here. They've got to keep the pressure on with the defense, and I think they've got to try to put this one away early.
And Boris Diaw picks up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. A different look now for San Antonio. Now he's checked in for Diaw. And Tony Parker is subbed in for Rajon Rondo. Magician passes to Green. To the middle. Pass to Mickey. Leonard with the steal. Here's Barton. His last outing, he had 8 points. The feed to Powell. Launches a 3. Rebounded by Magician. Magician's got his 5th rebound in this one.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
They sure are. I mean, they've done a terrific job carving out space under the basket and then pursuing the ball. You know, it's one thing to box out, but you've got to pursue the ball if you're going to get rebounds. And they look strong here in the early going.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
And the 3 ball is good. Magician's got 20 points.
He's finding all kinds of ways to get it done. What a quarter he's having.
They can't guard us on the perimeter. Spread the floor, isolate top.
And 2 assists. And guys, he's making, it's It's as simple as that. Not a star player per se, but he makes his presence felt.
And fellas, I would say he's been overachieving a little bit lately. Hopefully, this is a sign of greater things for the future.
Matthew Dellavedova has checked in for the Spurs. Leonard attacking. Here's Parker. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist.
You know, I think when you've got somebody that open on the perimeter, a good shooter, the kick-out's the only choice.
Here's Magician. And again, it's the Clippers from deep.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they shot the basketball.
Very high percentage so far, and if you want to start a game hot, that's the way to do it.
Nice one there from Dellavedova.
Only took them a few seconds to answer the three ball with one of their own.
Greg, we've got a three-point battle taking shape here. They're going back to the three-point shot over and over and over.
And they may have found the Achilles heel of this defense. That was their 9th straight point from beyond the arc.
Here's Leonard. Rebounded by a Magician. Magician's got 6 rebounds here tonight.
He's going to play his way right onto the bench and out of the game if he continues to shoot it like he has so far in this quarter.
Already seizing control of this game.
Total control, Greg, and as well as they're playing at both ends, I look for this lead to get even larger.
Here's Powell. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Another miss by Leonard.
I think he's got to regroup and get himself together here. I mean, something's gone wrong with him this quarter. He's really falling off.
And now in transition is Parker. Here we go. Got a hand on it. Here's Magician. He had a career game last time out. Bucket after bucket.
Oh, they are putting the hammer down. A huge lead right now.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter if we're talking about their offense or their defense. I mean, it's all been good.
Leonard attacking, and he gets the bucket.
The defender was spinning around like an agitator in a washing machine after that crossover.
I think you're right. Looks a little bit dizzy after that one.
Now, here's Kupis, Magician, and he jams it with authority.
No doubt they've come into this game with a really aggressive approach, just pounding the ball inside.
It certainly is working. They're finding the open lanes to the hoop and owning this game early.
Here's Parker. The Clippers getting the bucket. To the wing on the left. Here's Magician. From outside, off the mark. San Antonio's gone a meager 1 of 6 from three-point land since we got started. And foul call that time on the way up. That'll give them 2 chances at the free throw line here.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
No question about it, Greg. I mean, a ton of contact and a good call by the official.
No good on the second free throw. Clippers leading by 21. And now Doris Burke has an update from the sideline.
Hey, Kevin, I had a chance to talk with the head coach for the San Antonio Spurs. Shoot first and ask questions later is a philosophy all players can get with and one he instilled in his team today. With the shooters they've got, he wants any open look to immediately result in a jump shot. Players love it, Kevin.
Thanks a lot, Doris.
I definitely can appreciate their approach with the 3-ball. Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
Yeah, high percentage shots are what they are getting in terms of the attempts, and that's just not going to get it done. They've got to figure it out.
The Clippers have made their only other free throw attempt today in an earlier trip to the line. And the first one at the line is good. Joe Ingles, he's checked in for San Antonio. And so he makes both from the line. There's 38 seconds left to play in the first quarter. There's the dish to Powell. And out of bounds as the Clippers gain possession.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. A terrible turnover.
30 seconds left to play here in the first. Here's Magician. Misses the three, and he used the pump fake well there, but he couldn't capitalize.
They've been sensational on the backcourt to start this game.
Yeah, sensational is a really good word for it, Greg. They're tearing it up on the glass. Good job there by Leonard setting that screen.
And the Clippers have possession. Pass to Mickey. Here's Robbins. The top of the key jumper is on the mark. From deep three-point range.
And now, your Spurs dance team.
And that's it for the first quarter in what's been a very lopsided game. Los Angeles on top, running away with it. And we'll be back with you for the start of the second quarter when we return. Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. Let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for Los Angeles.
Fellas, they're passing the ball the way you're supposed to here in this first half.
Another thing they've been able to really get going so far tonight has been the three ball, the long-range shooting.
Here are the five the Clippers have to start the second. Magician, he's in at shooting guard. Alex Len out there with Griffin. Then it's Marcus Morris, and it's Paul in at the point guard position. Pass to Ingles. And Diaw kicks to Rondo. On the wing, Green. And it's good, coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo. Rondo's got 6 assists in the game. Paul passes to Magician. Back to Paul. Picked by Griffin. Here's Magician, guarded by Green.
Fantastic dunk, and he decided to hang around up there for a while, Kevin.
Well, maybe, he didn't want to land awkwardly. I don't know.
Oh, guys, come on. He's up there posing. He's posing for the photographers. That's all that's about.
Dishes it to Ingles. Spurs passing it around. Diaw, the screen. Rondo kicks to Leonard. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Magician's got his 8th rebound here tonight. And here's Morris for 3. Ingles with the rebound. Morris outside. Drills it from outside. Morris has got 6 points.
That's leadership. Really, really valuable to have someone who can just take charge like he has.
Well, there's a certain amount of confidence you have when the ball is in his hands at that end of the floor right now. I mean, he just gives you a sense of calm and confidence because of how good he is.
Here's Ingles. His 3-pointers off the mark. Los Angeles has gone 2 of 3 when they've stepped beyond the arc in the second quarter. Fires from deep, and again, it's the Clippers from deep.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their passing.
Leonard, no luck. Here now, the Clippers. They're on an 11-3 run. Paul passes the Magician. Good, and Paul gets this.
你干嘛？为什么不好好吃进去呢？
看你在那边塞，我跟你讲。
Paul's got his 8th assist here tonight.
And the lead's not getting any smaller. Just an incredibly well-rounded performance here on the road.
And how good a feeling is that for this team to dominate the way they did in front of a hostile crowd? That is a satisfying feeling for the victor.
Wow, what a special performance this guy's putting on from long range.
Well, that has been his shot today. No ifs, ands, or buts about.
And Green gets it to go.
They're absolutely stroking it from outside. I mean, textbook perfect. Good balance, nice high release, splash.
Here's Magician. Non-stop scoring machine here. Here's Griffin. Uses both hands to slam it down.
Playing smart offensively in the first half. No doubt about it.
Yeah, the numbers support it. I mean, they're shooting the much better percentage from the field so far.
I don't want to see the shot. Move the ball. Move the ball. Spread your
Buttons checked in for the Spurs.
look. Tighten up.
And through the first half, up.
All right.
Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters.
Take a look at what Magician's done. He's got 10 rebounds, and he's unleashed a barrage of three-pointers on them.
And Clark, you can tell they're good right now when the ball leaves his hand. He has racked up a ton of points.
Under the 3 and Dial the 4. Rajon Rondo is out there with Will Barton. And it's Quinn in at the center position. And that's who's in the game for the Spurs. Here's Paul. Following the three-pointer by San Antonio. The shot's good from Magician.
The defense has just been unable to slow him down. Wow, what a game.
And they double up Rondo. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
The Spurs shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night. And the first one drops. And Diao drops them both. The Clippers shooting impressively throughout at 62%. And another three-point shot ball from Magician. Magician's got 53.
And he just keeps on going. He's got more points than anybody else out there.
And O'Quinn kicks to Barton. From 15 feet away, a rebound by a Magician.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting.
Feeds it to Len. Paul, right side. In the corner, it's Morris. And again, it's the Clippers from deep.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
And, Greg, it's hard for me to watch this. I mean, the defense practically giving them those shots.
And they've done a great job of just keeping the pressure up on the scoreboard.
And that's why they're starting to pull away. I mean, not becoming conservative at all. Just adding to the lead. I love seeing a team do that.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
Another steal. And here again, Los Angeles in transition. Up the court they go.
This is a nice third quarter surge here. They've got it going right now.
And a perfect time to get hot, just as we get into the meat of the second half here.
And they double up Rondo, and a foul called on Freak. That is his first foul of the game. Two minutes gone in this third quarter now. Leonard attacking and out of bounds as the Clippers gain possession.
And really just a lack of awareness on his part. Just no idea he was right near the line.
Now the pass to Magician. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Magician's got 57 points.
That's their third straight make-off and assist.
Great ball move.
Diaw with the screen on Paul. Rondo kicks to Diaw. And he floats in for the easy two. Credit the assist on that one.
A beautiful pass by Rondo. That's excellent teamwork.
Here's Magician. And again, Los Angeles with the triple.
They've given up a lot of three-pointers here today.
And their defensive rotations have been non-existent.
Let's check out what Doris Burke has for us.
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Thunder was superb. He finished with an incredible amount of points, and the points were just the start of it. He joined an elite few by walking away with a quadruple double. What a show it was as he put up some really amazing numbers when it was all said and done. Even we marveled at his performance, Kevin.
All right, thanks so much, Doris. What a great report, and what a jaw-dropping performance that was, guys.
I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I mean, he's given himself a hard act to follow here tonight.
You know what? But as good as he was, it's hard to think there won't be at least some sort of carryover effect, guys. I mean, he still has to be riding pretty high.
And it's the Clippers scoring again.
Strong work for him at the offensive end, helping them to maintain that lead.
Rondo with it, now guarded by a Magician. O'Quinn dishes to Leonard. Shoots it up. And that one comes up a bit short.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Yeah, rebounding has been a big key in this one, Greg. They've asserted their will and have taken control on the glass.
Kicks it to O'Quinn to the left wing. Here's Barton. Once again off the mark by San Antonio. LA has gotten all four of the three-point shots to go down since halftime. They're lining it up here.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Good. Rondo's got his second bucket of the game to go.
You know, huge height advantage there, but because of the great body control, he's able to cancel it out.
Agreed. The body control essential in that situation. I mean, if you're giving up a bunch of height, then you better be able to manufacture things in the air.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
Gets it to go. That one good from Magician.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
Diaw with a wide open look. Basket is good. The assist from Rondo. Diaw's got 7 points here in this quarter. Clippers shooting an impressive 65%, having their way with this defense. Here's Griffin. That's the sixth make from the field. He's taken 9 shots and missed but 3.
And he could be the guy to put this game out of reach.
The Spurs have gone 6 of 10 from the field in the third quarter. Another steal. He lobs it up. It's tipped and out of bounds as the Spurs gain possession. Walking with legends here, guys. Look at some outstanding seasons, decades apart, averaging a triple-double in each game over the course of an entire NBA season. Oscar Robertson's 1961-62 season was something to marvel at. And now, in our current era, a special player making his own mark on the NBA with the tremendous play he's been showing us all season long.
And that's still one of the most hallowed achievements in NBA history. I mean, we're talking about the Big O averaging a triple-double over the course of an entire season. I mean, to think we have another player with a shot to do that, it really speaks to the one-of-a-kind season he's having. This is the stuff of legends.
Looking at the game for Kawhi Leonard, 13 points, and from downtown, he's buried 3 3-pointers.
Well, when he squared himself up and gotten good looks, he's knocked him down.
Matthew Dellavedova has checked in for Barton, and he's good on the second. Passes it to Magician. Clippers moving the ball around. And that one's good. Griffin.
Almost uncontested. I mean, it's nice to be able to add to the lead without having to really work for it.
Leonard against Griffin. Leonard the pass to O'Quinn. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Moore. And now let's take a look at a very well-rounded group of players. Shooting guards who can rebound with the big boys. Freak number one.
Well, what he may give away in terms of size to some of the big men down low, no doubt he makes up for it with his agility and determination. That's what allows him to be such an outstanding rebounder.
Well, he's got the effort and the attitude and the tenacity that you need. And if you didn't have that at his size, then the big fellas would eat you up down low.
And terrific work on the offensive glass, and he picks up two.
All of the scoring in tight is coming at that end of the court.
You know, they found the holes in the defense and really doing a great job of exploiting them.
He's got a clear path up the floor. Finished off the break. 6 points for Chris Paul. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for Los Angeles.
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
Yeah, and also the way they've been able to generate points off of the turnovers that they forced tonight was also
he used that pick to perfection. 16 points for Kawhi Leonard.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know, he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
For San Antonio, they've gone 8 of 14 on their shot attempts here in the third. Some pretty nice work. Leonard draws the double. He feeds it to Dellavedova. They set the pick. 4 on the clock. And the 3 off target. The Clippers shooting wonderfully up to this point, 67%. And there's the feed to Griffin. Here's Magician. Shot's good. Griffin making the play.
Having a lot of trouble stopping the three-point shot.
And they're not making up for it with their own shots from deep either, so that's a double-edged sword there.
Leonard with no one around. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. To the inside. And again, Blake Griffin. Griffin's got 8 points in the quarter.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
And here we go. Paul heading to the hoop.
Defensively, I think they've got to do a better job of bodying them up.
Clearly, they've been outclassed in the paint, really at both ends of the floor.
There's a screen. Paul against Parker. To end the run, here's O'Quinn. San Antonio shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts for the game right here. And the first one drops. Spurs making a switch here. Ingles is checked in. And so O'Quinn nails both of them.
Boy, they came out of the locker room at halftime with a much more physical disposition than they had in the first half.
And that helps. They've got extra trips to the foul line, and they need that to continue if they're going to get back in this game.
Here's Powell. He gives his team some nice contributions, averaging a bit over 10 points a game. Pulls up. Again, the miss by the Spurs. Powell's gotten just 1 of his 4 attempts from the floor tonight. Now, Reddick. He's got 7. Here's Magician. Again, Los Angeles.
They've hardly needed anyone else today to get out to this lead. I mean, he's provided almost all of their offense.
Another steal. And pushing it up, here's Los Angeles. Here's Green, finished off the break. Green's got 5 now.
I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen throughout, just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively turning into quick points.
And that can't continue. I mean, if they hope to get back in this game, I mean, it's really deflating from a morale standpoint. They need stops and points, not turnovers.
The shot's good from Magician.
And they're just raining threes on both ends.
Boy, I love the answer. You come at me with the three, I'm coming right back with my own triple.
Here's Dellavedova. He's got 8. Poked away. 56 seconds left here in the third quarter. Wasted no. Time on that one.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
Well, when you look at the assist totals, heck, they've been clearly the better team.
And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Yeah, easy call.
Yeah, you can hear the smack all the way over here where we are.
A different look now for San Antonio. Diaw comes in for Kyle O'Quinn. And it's Green in for Tony Parker. He hits both from the stripe. So it's the Spurs now. Here's Dellavedova. Over in the corner, Diaw. Again, the miss by the Spurs.
Boy, even though he missed, you can't give up that kind of a look very often.
Better to be lucky than good sometimes. Fortunately, they didn't get burned on that one. And you can see the difference with their ability to win with their speed, guys.
Boy, I love the pace and flow that their open court offense has been played with. I mean, it's been humming quietly, but very efficient.
Inside, looking to end the run. Green with the block. And that'll be San Antonio as it goes out of bounds. Spurs retain possession.
She ain't ready for it. If I ain't the greatest, then I'm headed for it. Yeah, that mean I'm way up.
Off the screen, uses the glass that time, and it's good. Diaw's got 9 points here in the second half. Can't get it to go.
Chef Curry with the pop, boy. 360 with the wrist, boy.
Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Teams deciding to change it up. The Spurs have gone 1 of 4 since the end of the third quarter. And the Clippers, looking at who they've got, Magician in at 2 guard. Nicky out there with Costa Cooper. And it's Posey in at the 3, the small forward. And Los Angeles guys shooting an unbelievable 70%. You won't see a performance like this too often. Pass to Mickey, lays it up and banks it in.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
The Spurs have gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the fourth quarter. Here's Ingles. No good from outside. For Los Angeles, they've gotten all three of their shots to drop here in the fourth quarter. They came out of the break on a roll. Shots good from Magician.
I tell you what, I don't know what he did in the locker room, but he needs to do a little bit more of it because he's on fire.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
Even double team. He had the vision to see the open man.
From deep, from beyond the arc, and then some. Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter.
That's why I never ask for help. I do it for you. Then do
Here's
it for
Barton.
myself. I go 0 to 100 real quick. Real quick.
He kicks it to Ingles.
0 to 100.
Trying to come right back with the three of his own, but it's no good. The dish to Posey. And out of bounds as the Spurs gain possession. Kyle O'Quinn is checked in for San Antonio.
Real quick.
San Antonio's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Here's Magician. Good.
Just carrying the load right now. Offensively, guys, he is not wasting any chances.
From where I sit, Greg, it's a simple deduction. They want things to be easy on themselves here late. Make sure he has the ball.
Told me that I'm all these people listen to. She said they love me unconditional. Imagine how I feel to watch another at the top.
On defense, the Clippers. So far in the fourth quarter, they've allowed just 6 points. Out of bounds, the Clippers take possession.
Cause me, I was trying to find out where I lost him at, but maybe I ain't lose him at all. Maybe I keep moving forward and they're just
Clippers have gotten absolutely red hot shooting the ball here in the fourth. A perfect 6 for 6, and he gets it to go.
Wow. What can you say?
And taking care of the ball has been a problem for him.
Yeah, defensively, some really good pressure being applied, though, so you've got to give credit there. Seems like they've been rattled a little bit.
Great, I think they've been rattled.
They have, Kevin, but that's something they've got to fix. While the defense has been good, a lot of these turnovers have been unforced.
And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Listen up, boy, you better off eavesdropping. We already got spring 2015.
And he knocks down the first one.
Dropping, reps of Pete dropping, Magic Jordan dropping, Obi dropping, not to mention me dropping. Feel like we paid the rap.
So he gets them both.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
Yeah, they've not missed a single foul shot this half, and that's taking care of business, fellas.
Oh, Quinn can't hit.
Boy, they just cannot take the lid off.
Well, they need a basket in the worst possible way. They've got to stop this run, and the only way you do that, you got to score yourself.
Barton kicks to Ingles. He dishes it to O'Quinn. Pass to Barton. To the paint, just 5 to shoot. Poke loose. Leonard dishes to O'Quinn. Spurs working the ball around now. Parker with no one around. Once again off the mark by San Antonio. Clippers have gotten 7 of their 8 shots to fall here in the fourth. A tremendous offensive effort. Magician. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
And he's had an excellent performance overall from the field.
And the Clippers making a change here. Morris is checked in. Leonard attacking. Out to Parker. Tries to snap the cold streak. And it's Parker again missing. LA is on 2 for 2 from three-point land to start the fourth quarter. Here's Magician. Shot is off. And the Spurs going the other way now. Back to Leonard. Cooper's with the block.
They said New York fell off, we're bringing New York back. I'm like, where we went, what part the game is that? We've been here the whole time, anxiously waiting.
And here is Los Angeles now. And that one's good. Barton.
The defense has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the floor.
And I'd be interested to know just how many of these attempts have come from inside of 5 feet.
A shot's good from Magician.
It has been a 3-point barrage for them since halftime.
Not sure if it's been by design or simply by accident, but either way, it has been impressive.
Here's Barton. Another steal. Now the Clippers moving it up. Here's Magician. And again, Los Angeles with the triple.
That's far too good a look to give them from behind the arc.
3 of their last 5 makes come from beyond the arc. The defense has to react quickly.
Leonard, no luck.
As a player, you always want to be able to answer back, but he just didn't have it in him that time.
And the rejection by Leonard.
Oh, no. Bad time to slip up there, Kevin. They got to stay focused.
And taking a technical there is the last thing you want to do. The opposite of smart basketball.
A different look now for San Antonio. Green, he's checked in for Barton. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Tony Parker. And the wide open shot from Green. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Dellavedova. Dellavedova's got his 4th assist in this one. Morris outside. That 3 off the mark. And San Antonio shooting in the 4th quarter, not pretty, down around 29%. Ingles passes to Dellavedova. Cuts off the pass. The pass to Magician. Tries it from 19, and that one's good.
Well, they scored over half of their points so far. That's a major contribution.
And Clark, they've been a little too casual with the ball out there.
Yeah, I think so. Too cool. I mean, just not forceful enough, not alert or aggressive enough. And sometimes trying to do too much with the basketball.
Yeah, but you can't force that square peg into the round hole. Oftentimes, you just got to make that first simple pass and get a rhythm from that.
Dellavedova kicks to Ingles. To the wing right side. Back to Leonard. Uncovered. And yes, sir, that one drops. Leonard's got 21.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
Just dialed in from the 3-point line in this 4th quarter.
Yeah, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they're putting a world of hurt on him with the triple.
Morris with the bucket.
How about the quick hands on the steal and the quick feet on the break?
Yeah, careless, silly mistake there, though. I mean, coughing the ball up and then not being quick enough to get back on defense. That's costly.
And that lead pass allowed him to get straight to the rim, unabated, in stride.
Here's Magician. And again, it's the Clippers from deep.
Gotta be demoralizing. They desperately needed a stop, and instead they give up a triple on an open look.
Dellavedova kicks to Leonard. To the paint. Got a piece of it. Misses off the right eye. The Clippers shooting 71% all in all in this one. They've been brilliant offensively. Here's Magician. O'Quinn defending. Inside Leader. And it's blocked by O'Quinn. And he gets it back. Here's Dellavedova. Here's Ingles. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Dellavedova. Dellavedova's got his 7th assist here tonight. Ingles has gone 4 of 8 from the field. Here's Magician, guarded by Green. The offensive rebound. Nicky. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
Just lazy defense on the glass there.
Well, nobody boxed out. Nobody put a body on anybody else. Things like that not only drive the coach crazy, that stuff gets under my skin.
San Antonio making a switch here. Ryan's checked in. Leonard with a screen on Paul. Here's Bryant. The rebound by Magician. On the wing, Green. Inside, Leonard with the steal. Out on his own on the break. Here's Ingles. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. There's a minute 34 left in the fourth. Here's Magician. The offensive rebound.
Boy, just by his body language, Kevin, you can tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Yeah, it seemed like he had great rhythm on that. You can see the disappointment in his face. And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Clippers.
But the biggest factor tonight had to be their great shooting. They shot much better than the other two.
You know, I thought both teams worked hard at both ends, but sky-high field goal percentage and pressure defense to force the other team into a lot of misses. Excellent effort tonight.
And for the year now, they'll be tallying their 16th win.
And they'll take the win tonight, setting the tone in the first matchup of this 4-game season series.
And it will be a fight, Greg. When you see an opponent that many times, it's inevitable that those games take on a little extra added meaning for the player.
And you have to look back at this and see the huge game it was for a Magician. There isn't much else you want from someone. He gave it his all and was rewarded with a triple-double. This is a serious game-clinching run they're on.
Yeah, I agree with you. Just not backing off here. I mean, they're looking to close this one out in style. What a time to have this kind of serve.
Leonard dishes to Ingles. Here's Bryant, and another basket for San Antonio.
And really, if this had come just a little earlier, they may have been able to get back into the game.
Yeah, I agree with you. They needed this a lot sooner than they got it.
Here's Magician, and he makes good on the layup.
And they... just done a great job of keeping this crowd out of the game. And we're getting closer to victory. The crowd's getting quieter.
And there's not a whole lot for them to be cheering about anymore. I mean, their guys got it handed to them.
That's tipped. Here's Ingles, and he goes in for the dunk.
Explosive leaping ability.
Oh, that was pretty, and he just has that, Clark, that effortless knack for getting inside.
And guys, how about how fearsome he is at times? I mean, you'd hate to be the guy tasked with guarding him.
So it's Los Angeles.
What's up, girl?
Congratulations on the win and leading the way in terms of the points production. How were you able to create shots for yourself?
I think I was just trying my hardest to sell every fake I threw. A lot of times you can just go through the motions and stuff, but if you work hard to sell a fake, you don't move space like I was able to. You know, I can make a living in Hollywood with my acting skills. You know what I'm saying?
Albeit grudgingly, I will admit tonight you were the master puppeteer. Kevin, over to you.
All right, Doris.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Welcome back, everybody. Ernie Johnson here along with Shaq and the Jet as we present our Jordan Player of the Game, Freak. Talk about filling up the stat sheet. Double figures in 4 different categories for the quadruple double. And most And folks, that's it for us. Thank you for tuning in. Always a
妹子好可爱。灰嘟嘟。
Cause they really passed the statute of limitations for streets. Still holler about how strong I am. I heard still holler about how wrong I am. As a little had me amazed how my steady hand kept it afloat. Let it sit, cool and hard and hit the set. Cool and heartless in front of the store projects. Long as I made a profit, I see you eyeing me. Your fires they died. Filled with pages of episodes of shy.